The Substance is the new body horror film from writer-director Coralie Fargeau, starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid. This film follows aging actress Elizabeth Sparkle, played by Demi Moore, as she takes a drug called the Substance to appear younger and more perfect. Now, that is an incredibly vague description, and I will keep everything in this review as vague as possible because I really think you should go into this film knowing very little like I did. It was so fun seeing this film in a crowded theater and hearing everyone's reactions as the film just kept adding twists and getting even crazier and more disgusting as it went along. Starting out, this film is very explicit in its messaging around the themes that it's tackling. You know from the get-go that this film is taking down absurd beauty standards that society places upon women. You know, a lot of times when an aging woman is trying to get a job, they will be passed over for a younger, more beautiful person. And there's a shot towards the beginning of this film which symbolizes this perfectly. In this shot, we're looking straight down at Elizabeth Sparkle's brand new star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And while it's fresh and new, everyone is coming up to it and taking pictures of it because they love Elizabeth. But as time goes on and the star starts to show some cracks in it, no one is recognizing it. They're walking right over it, dropping food on it, going, what was she in? And this inability to recognize the name on the star symbolizes society's inability to recognize aging women, no matter how beautiful they are. Many times I won't fully appreciate a film if it's too on the nose, but for whatever reason, the explicitity in the messaging of this film really works for me. And I do think there's a lot to mine under the surface as well. There's a lot about how, yes, you are worth it. It is worth it to live in your normal aging body. It may feel lonely sometimes, but you are worth it. And there's also hints of how trying to chase these absurd beauty standards is like a drug. And this is obviously symbolized in the literal usage of a drug to attain this in the movie. But it's also shown through the fact that Elizabeth constantly tries to stop using the substance throughout the film, but always goes back to it because she doesn't feel beautiful in her normal aging body. Demi Moore does a great job nailing this dilemma as well. There's one scene where she's looking at herself in the mirror and she is just putting on more and more and more makeup, trying to look as beautiful and as perfect as possible in order to go outside. And when she finally snaps looking at herself in the mirror because she doesn't feel beautiful enough in this body, it is so devastating. And as a whole, I think this is definitely Demi Moore's career best performance. Margaret Qualley is also excellent here. She does such a great job playing this beautiful young girl who is just relishing in the adoration she receives due to her beauty. And Dennis Quaid is a huge standout. He just plays this absolute pig. He's the boss of Demi Moore's character in this film, and it's by no accident that his character's name is Harvey, due to how exploitative he is of the women who work for him. The cinematography in this film is also very well realized and conveys a lot of meaning. The colors in the film really pop, but then when you go into the bathroom in which Demi Moore takes the substance, it's just plain white, and it feels like all of the life has just been sucked out of this room. So there is such a stark contrast between here where she's taking the substance and the outside world, which is so colorful and brightly lit. In the beginning, there are a lot of cool shots where the camera just glides around really smoothly, But as things start to get more and more intense and unhinged, these tracking shots get shakier and shakier. Now, the part we really have to talk about is the makeup. The body horror effects in this film are absolutely insane. As I was watching the film, I was going, yeah, that's gross, but it feels like some people are overhyping how gross this film is. But then when the last 25 minutes kick in, it just goes so next level with what it does. As the events of the film get more unhinged, they do more and more disgusting stuff with the makeup, but the way they transform a character towards the end is just unlike anything I have ever seen before. My jaw was consistently dropping as it was going on in the third act. Overall, The Substance is a modern body horror masterpiece that tackles important ideas about absurd beauty standards that are placed upon women in society, how chasing these unrealistic standards is like a drug, and how it's better to live as your natural self despite the challenges that comes with it. The film features a career best performance from Demi Moore, as well as some excellent work from Margaret Qualley and Dennis Quaid. Coralie Fargeau directs the hell out of this film, as it is constantly oozing with style, yet still able to appeal to a broad audience. This film is a must-see with a crowd, as the reactions from the theater as the body horror gets more and more disgusting is part of the experience. This film might just be my favorite of the year. It's at least top 2. I would give The Substance 5 stars. Now, in terms of Oscar potential, I don't think this film has a chance to win anything. As far as nomination potential goes, I do think that this film is going to get a makeup nomination because of how good it is. Everything else about the film I don't think will touch the Oscars due to how much of a genre film this is. And that's it with The Substance. If you liked what you saw here today and you would like to see more, subscribe to follow the odyssey that is Oscar season.